So, when I'm talking with people on live stream and want to see the interesting part, it's seeing what they do with their hands rather than what their face looks like when they're talking. So, what I try to do is to create a holder for your phone, which will be the camera, and it also will be the place where you can see what you're doing. So, you clearly need to have, here's a side view of your table. We'll make it a Queen Anne table, let's say, or whatever these, no, did it wrong with ooh la la. Okay, so here's your vase of flowers so you understand what we're doing. You're sitting here at your chair, you're looking down at your drawing, your hand is drawing, and the camera has to be somewhere here looking down, you know, somewhere in this area. Or it could be here looking slightly this way if you want. But the thing is, I want you to be able, this would be perfect if you didn't need to see what you were doing. But if you want to see what you're doing and what I'm doing, you need the camera sort of between your eyeball and your paper so you can look at both when you need to. You can see what you're drawing. You can see if your hand is still on the picture rather than over here somewhere. It's in the middle. You can see what I'm doing over here on my thing. The screen will be split. You see side by side. So how do you get this thing here? Well, you can use a complicated tripod with, clamps and lights and things and whatever. But these things are big and heavy and they cause shadows to happen that interrupt, the flow. So imagine, a tripod leg like this in the shadow is not going to look good. So try to avoid that. Have the lighting be somehow not in the same direction as the camera is. So, and you also want to have, of course, the light to not make your hand, if I had the light from over here, the shadow of my hand would be in front of the drawing. So try to have the light like this. Might be better than the light that I had. So light coming from, if you're right-handed, the light coming from the left, so that your shadow goes off this way, and the camera being above you. Well, how do you get the camera to stay here? You could have a drone with its little propellers, keeping it there. And it could, blow dry your hair at the same time, but you'd have the whirring sound of the propellers. So you don't want that. So there are many things that I've already shown how you can do this with a tripod made of bent wire hangers and stuff. But here's a really simple way that I developed in Minnesota by using a tabletop set of drawers. And it was a really nice little set of black faux leather drawers that's what the sound they make. 5 or 6 drawers. And I just opened up this drawer right here a little bit and I crammed the phone in so the phone was sticking out. The lens was here aiming down and I was drawing here. So that was fine. But if you don't have one of these things, you can use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 or 7 books. Not Harlequin romances, because that won't work. You need them to be a little heavier. So you can pile, 4 or 5 books. The Encyclopedia Britannica, the '68 edition that's in your basement. Go find volumes 1 through 8 and bring them down or bring them up or take them out of the recycling to use one more time. So you stack them up like this, and you get a stick like this, or a little dowel, or it could be a bent hanger that you bend so it looks like this, a little flat thing like that, you know. And then you put it here, and then you pile another couple of books on top to weigh it down. So there's a stick sticking out of your books. You tape or rubber band the iPhone down on top of it. And I'm going to use video, just start a video. I'm going to use well, I don't have a rubber band. I have a whole pile of rubber bands somewhere. So here I have, the stick is now hanging out. Pretend these are books. If you have drawers like this, you can use those. Okay, this is why you need a rubber band. Okay, you need a rubber band or a piece of tape. And so let me find, I know this is a piece of tape. Okay, somewhere in my house, I really would like to know why it is I can't prepare myself beforehand. Why can't I do that? Okay, so let's take this thing. We have a rubber band. Let's make it tight. Okay, there we go. This rubber band is tight. Unfortunately, damn it. You want it to be, I think, horizontal. So you're going to have to use 2 rubber bands or a piece of tape. But there's a way to do it. You know, you can figure it out. I don't have to do all the work for you. Let's pretend that these 2 rubber bands are the same. One is thin and one is thick, so it's this, and one broke. One is not broken and one is broke. You know, my life shouldn't be the disaster that it is. All I have to do is think a little bit before I do things. I have all of my tools in front of me. A piece of masking tape is just as easy as this. Okay, so let's pretend somehow you stick your phone on the end of your stick, or you have a bent wire. You'd want it to be flat. You don't, a wooden dowel will not work because it'll tip over. You need it to be flat. It's like, you know, if a tongue depressor is going to be too short, so get a tongue depressor like this for an elephant, and then you put it in your books, you wedge it in your books so it is parallel to the table, and you can then see if I can show you this. My selfie stick here, my iPad holder upper, is quite a contraption. What is wrong now? Damn it. It's quite a contraption. So that's here somewhere, but this is all you need. So let me show you. Remember where the thing is. So here you see I'm able to see what I'm doing. Is there some reason why I can't see what I'm doing here? Why is it so dark? So my eye can see what I'm doing, and I can see that my hand is in the middle of the picture, and I can be drawing, and my eyeball is unobstructed between my hand and my eye, and I can easily see this if I need to. So it's actually really, really simple. So you need to have, again, something to hold your phone. Something to hold your phone like this. This drawing desk is quite large, so it's your tabletop is not going to be this awful to do that with. So again, some books, or a drawer with a thing, or a box with a shoebox filled with bricks and another shoebox filled with bricks, whatever you need. I mean, have it be roughly, go back to my chart here. I think if you have it roughly a foot or so above the table, and you can see it perfectly fine because your head is 2 feet above the table or whatever it is, you'll be good to go. And then we can do this. We can do this. You and I both can do this. So so level, resting, stable, not jiggling around. If you happen to be a person that has 3 hands, you can, if you're one of those people, or a very long nose like Pinocchio, you could tape this to the end of your nose perhaps and look down. Or if with your 3rd hand you can hold it while your other 2 hands are uncapping pens and holding the paper and rotating the paper. You can do it if you're, if you can do everything with 1 hand, you can hold this like this and move it around. That's fine too. But every once in a while, it's better if it's stable. That way, your volume, your voice doesn't change as this thing gets closer to your mouth and back and forth. So have it be stable like that. Okay, how does that sound as a plan? Good luck. Bye.